get this going. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Okay. All right. Whew. Yes. All right. Hello, beautiful people, tribe of many colors. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. How hard has it been to keep your motivation going? How hard has it been to stay in your patience? How hard has it been to stay in your confidence? All right. A lot of those challenges coming up for us. You may be experiencing some downtime with your creativity. That happened to me. That always happens to me. I can be in the middle of a painting and the inspiration to complete it feels like it's gone, right? But it's not really gone. Sometimes as we move through our creative process, as we move through life, as we move through learning something new, it takes a while for the information to integrate itself in such a way that it helps us to create even more and go even further in our understanding. So sometimes we get into those downtimes where it seems like nothing's happening, we're not getting any inspiration, any ideas, the motivation is low, the inspiration is low. Those moments are just integrating moments, right? It is going to move like that, right? So you're going to get into this downward space, but you always come up out of it. You always do. That's why you're here now. Think about it. The worst thing you've ever gone through, if that's where you stayed, you wouldn't be here. So always remember that life has its ups and downs, but it always comes up, okay? So when you're in those little downward spaces, integrate. There's information coming in and it needs you to slow down to get it, right? So that when you go back into the challenge of whatever you're facing, you have new information, you have new inspiration, and you go further into it than even you thought possible. So just allow those moments to be. Don't overthink them. Don't get too depressed in those spaces. What I like to do is when I'm riding high in life, right, I make these messages, I make these videos, I make personal videos on my phone for myself so that when I'm in the downward spirals again or the downward slope before the come up, I play those back and I listen to them. And what that reminds me is you don't stay here. You don't stay in the down space. That's just our mind putting an illusion and a limit, right? We are creative beings. There are no limits to what we can do. Absolutely none. The only limits we have are right here. That's the only place the limits are. And the limits are usually things that we've been told that we believe, right? And belief systems and information that we've accepted without having experienced it ourselves. So there's so much that bogs us down sometimes in terms of information. Because think about it. If you got rid of everything you believed because someone told it to you, not because you experienced it, but because someone just told it to you, how much would you let go of? Right? Think about that. If you could only carry with you what happened to you as an experience, and that was the only truth you had no other information, no other belief that you held on to other than what you personally experienced for yourself, we would all let go of a lot of things. When we can do that, right, come into the space of knowing ourselves, knowing us, without the other information people have kind of fed into our belief system, if we can let that go and move in the direction of only what we have experienced, we become lighter because you're carrying less baggage. It's only baggage when it doesn't belong to you. Once it's yours, it's a gift. It's motivation, it's inspiration, it's fast shoes, it's fast thinking, it's insight, it's wisdom. Any information that is yours, that you have experienced, that is actually your truth, all of those things move you forward quickly. It's only when we take on the belief system of others that don't belong to us. It hasn't been our experience. It's truly not what fulfills us within the soul. When we take those things on, that's when it weighs us down. And once you're weighed down like that, your down spaces, right, can feel really low. So when you're in those spaces of contemplation and kind of hermit mode and downtime, use those as opportunity to let the things go that you no longer need, because they're going to get in the way of what you're trying to create. They always do. That's my experience, right? If we hold on to things that are trying to be removed because they don't serve us, our process and our way forward is slowed. So anytime you feel like you're not moving, use that as an opportunity to see what you need to let go of, because it's not yours. Right now we're going into the space where you only want to carry with you what belongs to you, right? And what belongs to you is always very simple. It's your heart. It's your love. It's your sense of self, right? It's your reflection. That's the only thing you have with you all the time, is your own voice, your own image, your own thoughts. Those are yours. And if you can make those lighter, right? So make your thoughts lighter, make your words lighter, make your mood lighter, then you travel light, because you don't accept anything that's not yours to carry. Okay? Don't carry and take on baggage that doesn't belong to you. Everybody has to experience life in their own way. And the best thing I can do for you is show up in love and with love for you, because that's what we can use to build on. We can build and repair relationships and build and repair old wounds. We can heal ourselves. We can reach higher levels within self when we create it with love, because that's the only thing that is sustaining through time, through dimensions, through eons. Love is the only thread that continues through what we perceive as time. Anything created with anything other than love, it never survives. That's why civilizations have come and go, right? We have the knowledge of a reincarnated self, right? That there's always something to come back and refine. Well, if you create with love, if you create with purpose, you're refining as you go. You don't have to experience the death cycle to refine yourself, right? That's a master key on how to overcome the fear of death. You have to live within the highest love frequency now. We can lose the perception that death has to come before we can receive enlightenment. You can become enlightened right now if you don't limit yourself to the belief that you can't. And that's where that belief comes in again, to really help you to move forward in this life. You have to really put the energy into believing in yourself, building your confidence. How do you build your confidence on a day-to-day basis, right? Because you can't buy it in the store. You can't borrow it. It is the foundation of building and manifesting anything. You need confidence. Your confidence is going to come from the things you were told you couldn't do. you're going to now have to do them. Your confidence is locked up, tied up in that experience. Okay? Especially anything that anyone has ever used to put you down, to make you feel less than, to tell you weren't good at, right? Any experience we have tied up in our psyche somewhere that we believe it when someone told us we couldn't do something, you need to free that energy that's locked in there, because your confidence that you need to create today is tied up in old energetic cycles from the past, mainly childhood. So we got to go back through those memories, those spaces, right? And this is where you got to be fearless, because for some of us, we don't want to remember those things. We don't want to think about our childhood, right? But we have to go into those spaces and write a different story, because confidence, love, self-respect, powerfulness, our ability to empower ourselves, it's all tied up in those past experiences. And if we can bring those past experiences into the present, fully healed, fully accepted, fully appreciated, then we can unlock the energy stored in there and use it to propel ourselves forward today. And the thing is, you can't push and move forward with the baggage of the past holding you back. Eventually, that weight is going to be too much. So we got to put it all down, go through, rummage through it, find out where our confidence and those energies are locked into those experiences, and we got to release them. We got to free them. And in that way, you become your own savior. And you're not waiting for anyone to save you, because you've been given the keys to save yourself. You always had the keys to save yourself. And when you live your life and you find those keys and you unlock that energy and you move it into this forward space, and you find that your joy comes back, your confidence comes back, your love comes back, your playfulness comes back, your sexual vitality comes back, your health comes back, everything comes back to you in the moment you are aware of where it's tied up. Now your job is to free it. The thing is, when you're doing that process of healing and you're going back into those spaces to unlock energy and bring it to the forward moment, the forward present, it's going to require a lot of you. It's going to require a lot from your body. So you might end up sleeping a lot more, eating a lot more, feeling more fatigued, because that energy has to find a space into your now. And sometimes things within you got to be shifted around, moved around. Cells have to be healed. Nerve endings have to get back together. Things that have been broken have to be repaired. It's a deep healing process. When you go back into your past childhood and bring energy forward, it takes a lot on the physical body, it takes a lot on the mind, it takes a lot on the emotions. So it's okay if you find yourself crying for no reason, feeling hurt and pain from past things that you thought you got over a long time ago. It's okay when those emotions come forward, because what we have to do in that moment is give it what it was never offered back then: love, patience, understanding, acceptance, that it is a part of you, and as long as it can be healed, it's something that's going to make you whole. All of it is just your energy. And sometimes what we do is we compartmentalize, right? When you compartmentalize here, you compartmentalize here, and all your energy gets compartmentalized. At some point, if doing that depletes you of what you need now, you have to go back and undo that. And then you have to look at it, and you have to heal it, and you have to feel it. Right? That's the big thing. You have to feel everything, because this new world that we're creating, which is one where we are all at peace within ourselves, we are able to govern ourselves, we're able to see the best in everyone. That world that we're creating is going to require a lot of feeling, and we have to feel into the truth and feel into situations and feel our way through this, because we have to almost lose this sight to unlock this one. So it's not that you're going to be moving blind and have no control about where you're going. The senses are rearranging themselves to prioritize the ones that are necessary. There are a lot of senses we have, more than just the 5 we've been taught. Our entire body is capable of sensing everything. It can sense the health of ourselves and another person. It can sense the emotions of another person. It can sense the emotions of our environment. It can sense and feel into the energy coming from the sun. It can sense and feel weather patterns, right? Changes. So all of those things are trying to come online, and it requires a clear path to do so. So the best thing you can do to clear the space within yourself, so that all that needs to heal and come forward can do that, we have to face the fears we have, feel into the energy that's locked into the past, bring it forward in a healed space where we love and accept it, right? Sometimes we can hold on to the fact that someone does not love and accept us as we are, right? And what that does, that ties up the energy with someone else, something else. We have to bring that back to us and say, okay, it's mine. This is my energy, and I'm not giving it away, and I'm not going to attach it to someone who's not going to know what to do with it, or we're trying to give it to someone for them to heal it. No, we're fully capable of healing ourselves. Fully capable. And that just requires us to recognize where we've placed our energy, bring it back in to self, and incorporate it in a healthy fashion. And then you're literally rebuilding yourself, becoming a whole person, becoming a healed person, and that's what you're going to attract to you. So your entire life changes, and you start to live and experience life in a very different way when all your energy comes back to you. And your creativity goes in a completely new direction. Your health goes into a new direction, right? Your sense of self goes into a new direction. Your confidence takes you into a new direction. Your mind now becomes open, expanded, and you have all of these downloads, these wisdom. Your guides have been waiting to talk to you, okay? You got a host, a whole team helping you to get through this life. Everybody starts showing up energetically for you. All right, you start connecting with yourself on a deeper level. You start connecting with others on a deeper level. And everything about your world changes. You're walking around in this kind of bubble of self-sustaining love, and everybody's going to look at you like, what is wrong with you? Because you're going to be pulled out of the space that was probably too negative for you. And you're going to be lifted to a space that is now going to match the frequency you're giving out, which is self-love. Self-love pulls in real love, because real love is realized within first. And once you're in that space, once you're doing that, and you're taking your time to do that, because you can't force that to happen any faster than it can happen. You're a flower blooming. You can't pull the petals apart to try to make it open. It's got to just be nurtured into openness. So let your heart be nurtured into openness. And once you're living in that space and being in that space, all of what comes with the best of any love that's available to us, it comes to you. Because you've called it to yourself. And you're not waiting for some kind of spiritual lottery to just be given something that feels like you won't ever need anything after that. The being fulfilled, the being at peace, the being without fear, the being without doubt, to be in that space it has to be cultivated within you. There's nothing externally you're going to ever receive that is going to take the space of you doing the work to feel that within. You're the gardener, the constant gardener of self. You take out the trash, you get rid of the pests, you clean up the weeds, right? You spray the petals. That's you loving on yourself, nourishing yourself like a plant, right? Introduce your soul, introduce your spirit to the things that's going to nurture you and keep you happy, keep you healthy, have you feel safe, right? All of those things you cultivate within you. And then you draw to you in resonance and magnetism the people, places, things that continue to feed into that. And in that way you become a self-sustaining soul. You no longer manipulate for love. You no longer have expectations of someone else to be more loving to you than you are to yourself. You become a self-sustaining soul. That's how you gain sovereignty. That's how you gain mastery. And when you walk in that energy, that's attractive. That's very attractive. When you walk through the world with the confidence that you have taken the time to know yourself. What can anybody tell you after that? How can anybody put you down after that? How can anyone embarrass you after that? How can anyone insult you after that? Once you know yourself, your triggers, your demons, you've sat with and gone through the dark spaces in your life, who can tell you about yourself? Nobody. Nobody. Because you've sat with that. You understand that. You know where it comes from. You've healed it. Okay? You've untangled your emotional webs. You've set things straight within your heart and your mind. Everything is in alignment. Everything is working together. When you walk outside and somebody says something to you with the intention to insult, harm, belittle, put down, they can't. You know why they can't? Because you're aligned within yourself. And when you look at them attempting to do that to you, you know exactly what it is. You know that they are speaking from an unhealed space because they haven't gone through and sat with their demons. That's what you know. And once you live from that space of knowing that, you rise above the BS. Because once you know yourself, you know other people. And you know why they do what they do, why they say what they say. And you can actually have empathy and love for them in that moment because you know who you are. You know what your real name is. You know the sequence of your soul. You know why you're here. Your powerhouse guides are talking to you. And when you're walking around as your own motivator, when you're walking around as the positive voice within yourself 24/7, can't nobody tell you nothing. Nothing. Because you've said it all to yourself. You've done it all to yourself. And you've healed it. And now you're standing in the strength of it. You're standing in the power of it. And anything that can't be in the light and the joy and the power of you, it has to be gone. Has to. Can't stay. Once you stand in your fully empowered self, there's absolutely nothing, no one that can be in that light. You have to cast the doubt. The moment you cast the doubt, you cast those demons, you cast those fears, you cast that shame. You transmute it to become something that serves you. You shake off those tethers, right? And you find yourself free. And once you're free, you're powerful. And the aim and the goal being in Earth School is to master yourself beyond your challenges. And we're all meant to experience that, and we're all meant to rise above that, and then we're all meant to teach that. In whatever way you choose to share your wisdom, make sure you're sharing it. For me, the best way to do that is to just live in the awareness of that for myself every day, and trust that people see that people can feel that, right? If you've truly been in the presence of someone who's healed, they automatically heal you. You just need to be in the presence of that energy, because a healed energetic space is so big, it's massive. So if you even come close to that, it can rearrange things within you. It can help clear blocks within you, and it can set you on the path to your own healing. So all you have to be is fully embodied with yourself, fully embodied with your wisdom, and the energy around you just automatically pulls people in. It automatically affects the way people think, the way people feel. And it heals. It heals. It's like being in nature. The reason nature is so healing is because everything out there, they just love life. The tree the tree has never been given a reason to hate itself. It has no concept of hating myself or feeling shame or feeling blame for anything. They just are. Nature just is. And when something is allowed to just be, the energy that flows through it is not blocked. It's not cut off. It's not compartmentalized. So it becomes powerful. So when you go into nature, you feel so much healing from all these living beings, because they have no sense of needing to be fearful, of needing to feel harm. They're confident in their existence, and they're confident with their surrounding, and that creates a healing space. So what we're like the walking trees, right? When we become fully aligned within self, we become moving pieces of nature. And when we are in the presence of others who are healed, when we are healed, that becomes just a powerhouse space, right? For everything to change. So continue to walk in your light. Continue to walk in your love. I hope this motivated you to just keep going. That's what the energy feels like to me right now. Just motivate yourself. Keep doing what you love. Keep smiling. Don't give anybody the power to put you down or reduce you to something you are not. Stay within your high vibrational thoughts. Stay within your heart space, right? And when you're doing that for yourself, you're doing it for the world. So thank you. I appreciate you for being here. I appreciate you showing up and being the best version of yourself every chance you get. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Talk to you later. Bye.